I saw a post and it really hit home this morning, and it was on a site called Home of the Rapid Recoding. And she was talking about mother wounds. Basically, she was saying that if you were brought up and you were only praised for being responsible, for being the rescuer, for being the one that everyone can depend on, you find it very difficult as an adult to hold space for yourself or feel comfortable with receiving. And this so resonated with me because my entire life was spent taking care of everyone else. You know, my mom had MS, and she stayed in like a 4-bedroom condo that she had remodeled. And as she aged, it was more difficult for her to maintain. And so anytime she needed something done, she would call me. I had 4 other siblings. One is out of state, and 3 were here in state, but my sister was very sick, so they never expected anything from her. But my other 2 siblings, they never helped with anything. I remodeled bathrooms and put down floors, and I cleaned her condo every week, and I cooked for her every week. And looking back on my childhood, anytime something happened, I was the first person she called. When my sister was getting beat up, I rented the U-Haul and went over and rescued her. When she was trapped, I was the one sent over there to get her out of the house. When something broke down, I was the one they called. I remember her basement was flooding, and I was the only one that was there, cleaning up the water and renting the vacuums. And it's weird because everyone saw me doing things like this and they never helped. Anytime, like even when we had to sell my mom's condo and the garage had to be cleaned out, I was the one that called and did it by myself. I was the one that sat with my sister 48 hours straight until she took her last breath, and no one came to help till like the last few hours. And so being conditioned as a person, the go-to person you call, and that's when you receive the praise and the acknowledgement. Oh, thank you so much for doing this. And I know I can always call Vanessa. But that's why it makes it so hurtful when you want something or you need something and there's no one there. And because of the conditioning, you almost expect it. It's like you really don't expect anyone to help you. And so you develop this unhealthy hyper independence because throughout your whole entire life, you've had no one actually reciprocate the amount of work you've given. My mom even wanted to leave me the condo, but my sister was so jealous. She did some things to make sure I didn't get it. And when she sold the condo, she split the money between all of the siblings, even though she knew my mom wanted me to have the proceeds. And that's what kind of makes you sad, is that not only do people not recognize the amount of work you've put into something, but sometimes they go out of their way to make sure that you're not valued for the work that you put in. And that was the point of the post, because always being the rescuer or conditioned to be the rescuer, you never expect anyone else to rescue you when needed. And I think that's that expectation that blocks off the help or the receiving that you need. It also sets your expectations so low that you just accept any kind of behavior from anyone, nor do you take the effort to surround yourself with people who will actually respect you and reciprocate your behaviors. The key is awareness, though. Once you are aware, because a lot of times you're conditioned and you don't realize it because you're just so used to behaving in that manner And I continued to behave in that manner in my marriage, to all of my friends, to everyone around me, being the rescuer and the fixer, and never being in a position or being around the type of people that would reciprocate. And I guess that's why I post so much about healing, because when you become aware of a conditioning, when you become aware of how your brain has been trained to work against you, then you can make the necessary changes. Because whether you acknowledge it or not, whether you say the quiet part out loud, it definitely impacts you, how you think about yourself, and how you operate in the world. And when you don't deal with those issues, you'll continue to behave in an unhealthy manner, which will cause you to subconsciously experience a lot of negative emotions and feelings about yourself and your life. So I don't know who's out there experiencing the same type of mindset, but I'm going to encourage you today to know that you are valued and you are worth whatever good things life has to offer you. And know that you're worth receiving, and that it is so worth healing in order to understand what you're worth and what you deserve. Because when you give without expectations, you're a pretty special person. And if someone hasn't told you that today, I'm telling you. I love you. Keep going. Set those boundaries, because you're worth it.